This is the full paperwork of Big Mike, aka Michael Wade, aka King Von's co-defendant, who was sentenced to 28 years but ended up only doing around 8 or 9 years. And I'm gonna break down exactly how he got out 20 years earlier. Before we do that, just hit the like button because I'll get 1,000 views, 2,000 views with one like. People need to see this, how he really got out, not no made up stuff. So I'm gonna walk you through these papers. This the first one. It talks about how he was convicted. Let's say Big Mike's conviction for aggravated battery with a firearm is reversed and he's being resentenced for a lesser offense of aggravated discharge of a firearm where the evidence failed to prove defendant guilty of actually shooting a person. It says him and King Von were tried separately, and Big Mike tried to get his original statement suppressed so that it wouldn't get out that he told originally. In the bottom, detectives told Big Mike to hurry up and tell before King Von came in and told. I'm not reading word for word everything. I'm just going to break down the case because it's too much to read word for word. It talks about King Von was acquitted on all charges. You guys could go through this and screenshot it or stop and take your time reading each one because there's like 27 pages. Your boy was given fed sandwiches, chips, McDonald's, and even a cigarette. So everybody talking about FBG butter with the Italian beef and Pepsi. Y'all need to go to the Big Mike's interview with DJU and drop a bunch of cheeseburgers and McDonald emojis. The boy was given Mickey D's. Big Mike tells Detective Murray he gave a statement in his prior armed robbery case and pleaded guilty. Detective told him King Von would try to save himself and testify that Big Mike did it. So it was best that Big Mike started talking right now before King Von did first. Detective tells Big Mike that if he does not give up King Von, we're going to end this case on you. Big Mike asks Detective if he tells them what happened, will he make a recommendation to the judge? Defendant states that defendant asks if he cooperated with another murder, will it help? And the detective told him, this ain't let's make a deal here. Oh, they cracking jokes on him. Big Mike said in his appeal that he feels like the police tricked him into telling on Von. If you haven't already, just hit that like button one time. We gotta get this to 5,000 likes. The next couple pages, these are just his appeal, understanding what he went wrong at or where the court went wrong. One of the victims identified King Von as the person that shot him. So like 4 people were shot, 4 people were shot. Jasmine Mitchell, which is Big Mike's girlfriend at the time, who drove King Von and him to the house, was granted immunity for her testimony. She talks about how she waited on the other side of the street. She drove them to a party. She took the stand, talked about how 10 minutes later, Von returned to her vehicle. CJ's mom, who threw the party, knew King Von, said to him, I don't want no mess, be safe, when he went inside. So she already knew it was going to be problems. She told him, I don't want no problems tonight. He walks out the house and she hears a bunch of shots go off. The whole thing took place on 57th Street in LaSalle. They found 40 cal cases near the residence. A long trail of blood led from the residence to the porch of the house across the street. There was blood everywhere, they were saying. And that Vaughn wanted Big Mike to return to the victim's house with him to be his muscle so nobody would mess with him. Vaughn was chasing one of the victims down LaSalle Street and was yelling, what you running for? While he was chasing them, shooting at him. Big Mike said his gun was empty, so he ran back to the getaway car. And he still heard Vaughn letting off shots and circling the house looking for more people to shoot at. So Vaughn was on a mission. The jury found Big Mike guilty of shooting Robinson, but not guilty of the murder that Vaughn beat. The state argues Big Mike understood what was happening because he already been in trouble to prove that he was guilty. The state convicted him but had insufficient evidence to even prove that the person Big Mike confessed to shooting at was even shot in the first place. No hospital records, no nothing. No, he didn't come forth saying he was shot. The state's case was not sufficient. The victim did not testify. The state did not produce any medical evidence to show that Robinson was injured. There was no eyewitnesses. The state is constitutionally required to prove every element of a crime beyond a reasonable doubt, and they did not do that. That's how Big Mike was let out. He said that the person that actually did die was all Vaughn's shooting, and that he was shooting at a different person, and that person he was shooting at never came up as being shot. So for those reasons, the court reversed Big Mike's sentence of 28 years and has to sentence him for a lesser charge of just shooting at someone because he confessed to that, but they weren't hit.